Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE NXT on August the 19th, 2015, and this being the final show that they're doing before going into the actual NXT TakeOver special. Basically a lot of enhancement matches and a little bit of story elements going into each of the matches, both of which are kind of setting up not only for the NXT special, but the actual next Wednesday's thing that they're also doing within Brooklyn as well. So you started off with the contract signing between Bayley and Sasha Banks. Honestly, I liked the way they did this contract signing as well. It was one of those areas where, one time they do a contract signing, they get into a giant fight, and then in this case it's kind of Sasha Banks completely showing disrespect towards Bayley the entire time. Not even bothering with trying anything or anything like that, and Bayley even trying to get the fight going and eventually causing the brawl as Sasha Banks was walking away. Not a bad way of starting out the show, and not a bad way of going with a contract signing between the two of them. So, okay, contract signing for actually this week. Both of them were pretty good, so that's kind of good. It's kind of a good way of going. They're not the atypical, oh, we cut promo, and now we brawl. So overall, not too bad in that aspect. You had an 8-man tag match where you had the Hype Bros, Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder teaming up with Big Cass and Enzo Amore, and this was basically them kind of showing almost like a show-off match for their match on Wednesday for next week's NXT. So that was basically all this was kind of their way of going into the next week's 8-man tag with Scott Dawson. The other guy's name is slipping my mind again, but you also had Jason Jordan and Chris Gable as well in there. They cut a promo afterwards. So this was a lot of what you're seeing throughout most of the show. A little bit of a quick match and a bit of a promo kind of style. You had the exact same thing with Tyler Breeze. You had him going out there, quick match, and then he also brought like a Jushin Thunder Liger mask with him to basically, motivate him for his match at the NXT special. Samoa Joe, really quick match as well. And then Baron Corbin comes out and gets his revenge on Samoa Joe for what happened the week before, going into their match now for going into their match for the NXT special this weekend. So good way of going with that as well. I like the aspect that that Baron Corbin got over a little bit before going into the NXT special. Also kind of throws out there, hey, maybe they're going to put Samoa Joe over in this case, or are they going to put Baron Corbin over? We'll see where they go with everything in that sense. You had a continuation of them hyping up Apollo Crews' debut at the NXT special, but you also had them continuing hyping up the re-debut of Bull Dempsey. You're going to see the new Bull Dempsey next Wednesday. And they continued on with the whole, him training and everything in that aspect. So not too bad there as well. And should be interesting to see how much has he changed? Will he actually have changed any? Does he change his look? Or what are they going to do with Bull Dempsey, basically? Because they've been doing this whole promotion of him doing this training and everything like that and trying to get into shape. So we'll see where they go with everything there. And of course they have Apollo Crews coming in, and he's making his debut, and we'll get to see what he can do when he gets on the NXT special. Up next they had Blake and Murphy, another quick tag match for the two of them, and then you had the Von Bellens coming out there, and we're going to announce our person who's going to take care of Alexa Bliss type area. And now I actually liked what they did, having Alexa Bliss go up there and basically stop them from announcing it, kind of keeping it a surprise, kind of keeping it a little bit of a little extra thing going into the actual NXT special. You don't know who they're going to have out there yet, but we're going to find out probably on Saturday, so we'll see where everything goes with that as well. Up next was the promo with Kevin Owens, talking and hyping up the NXT title ladder match at the NXT special, and really good promo from Kevin Owens. I like where he goes with everything. I like how he turns everything again, like almost not necessarily like people want to cheer him, but he finds ways of making you boo him. And I like the way he did it this week with how he did the them talking about how the fans always boo whenever they hear that this is going to be in Brooklyn and this is supposed to be the biggest thing, but yet they want to see NXT grow and be this big old thing, but yet since they can't see it live, they are going to boo it out of the building and everything like that. So I kind of liked where they went with that aspect. I liked how Finn Balor came out. It wasn't an aspect of being laid back or anything like that. It was like he wants revenge for the attack from the week before. I liked the facial expressions from him and everything on that aspect, and the also on the aspect of him, gaining a little bit of control going into the actual show itself. So overall, pretty good segment as well. And just overall in general, I felt promo-wise going into the actual NXT special was pretty good. The matches were nothing special by any stretch. There are more enhancement matches than anything. Everything else was kind of driven after the matches, whether it be by attacking or promos or everything like that. And that's honestly one way the final week should go. In some cases, you might not have the most spectacular matches, but you have your build-up with their storylines, and that's where everything is driven at, and that's what they went for here. And I was glad to see that was the case. That was the case this week. That they were driving everything based off of promos and extra work after these quick matches that were in there. So this week's NXT I felt was a really good NXT and a good way of going into the NXT special on Saturday. So yeah, that's all I really got to say about NXT this week. So that is my review this week for WWE NXT, and I thank you guys for watching.